Hey, hey, look at me, TikTok living. I know one person who's going to tune in, who's a client I just got off of. Nice to see everybody. Um, mm, it has been a long but awesome morning. I will share this with you. One of the things I do with my clients, and also if you're on the Destination Decluttered mailing list, is I offer, Kenneth, nice to see you. I see people coming in. K-Bird is coming in. Holly L. Miller, Kiki is joining. Awesome to see people coming in. So I got to share with you, one of the things that I do to help make space and time in my own life is a process I call breeze blocking. This is because I freaking love the architecture in Palm Springs, California. It looks like this. And sometimes, and I endeavor, German made, nice to see you. Irish, oh, I love this. North Carolina, love it. Yeah, if you are interested in putting the state where you're from into the comments, I always think that's kind of fun because I've got clients and people that follow me all over the world, or as ELO would say, upstate New York, nice to see you. So I will share this with you in complete transparency. I talk a good game, but sometimes I inadvertently book myself for way too much in a row that my breeze blocking ends up looking like a freaking brick wall. And this is, oh, look, so Gigi and Myra, I hope you know each other because you're both from Kentucky. Nice to see you. Maybe you guys know each other, maybe you don't. But today's TikTok Live, I'm going to share with you, is coming at the end of a really long morning. And it's going to happen, but I'm just saying that because if I become a little bit articulate, if I become a little bit inarticulate, it's because my brain is kind of it's running on empty. It's running on fumes. And the good news is I realize that. PA, nice to see you. Kimmy, I am too. And what I want to offer is notice when you are running out of energy. Okay? When you are decluttering, notice when you run out of energy. Honor that and pull to the side, in my road trip metaphor, pull to the side of the road and rest up. So like after I'm done with this TikTok Live, I have a window of opportunity that I am going to rest and relax and, get some fresh air and, all the good things that I know are going to fill my tank again, right? But here's the funny thing is I just realized that I hopped into talking about decluttering without formally introducing myself. So nice to see many of these familiar names and people who show up. If you haven't met me before, my name is Beth, but I'd much rather you recommend, Freudian slip. I'd much rather you remember Destination Decluttered. Okay, Destination Decluttered is my page here on TikTok. If you are interested in learning more about how to declutter your home and life and stay that way in a fun kind of Gen X approach that I use, you can like my page. But the reason I call it Destination Decluttered is because what I have found that that treating your life like a road trip, treat everything like a road trip, people. I freaking love road trips. I used to write books. See those books right there? Those are books of mine that I have written. There are some there. There are a few that are out of print. I've written books and been on road trips for forever. And it wasn't till I realized that I could use that same road trip approach to get my life to look and feel like you want it. Game changer. Love it. And I love helping people with clutter because I know how fun it can be to collect things, and then how until it isn't fun anymore, it can weigh you down, right? There we go. So what I do here, Travisa, I will get to in a moment, but what I just letting everybody know, I show up for TikTok Lives. I do one-on-one coaching. There's a mailing list you can get to. Information on coaching and mailing list is on my website, destinationdecluttered.com. But I'm here for the next 56 minutes to help you discover what's keeping you stuck, help you get unstuck so you get started moving in the right direction, which is towards your Destination Decluttered. Okay? So, Travisa, how to deal with tons of tiny little girls' toys. And Tash is saying, I can't get ahead or even caught up to save my life. I'm drowning, lol. Okay, I get the lol, meaning you're not actually really drowning, but notice a couple of words that these folks are using. These are what I call overwhelm words. So even tons of tiny little girls' toys, tons. It's probably not a ton, but it's probably, I'm from New England, I'm from Massachusetts, a wicked lot. A wicked lot of toys. How do I deal with these? Tash is also saying in kind of that overwhelming dramatic language, not judging, just noticing, I can't get ahead, just a thought, or even caught up, just a thought, to save my life. Can't do it to save my life. I am drowning. Notice that the emotional words make you feel a certain way. And when you feel a certain way, you tend to do a certain thing. If you're overwhelmed, you tend to feel stuck. Okay? So what I want to offer is, Tash, everybody, pay attention to the words you use when you talk to yourself, when you talk out loud. And notice if they make you feel good or they make me feel lousy. Or I tend to say lousy stuff over here, good stuff over here. Okay? Just notice that. So how to deal with tons of tiny little girls' toys, like everything. If it's an overwhelm is the number one thing I get asked about, so I love to lead with that, okay? There is a video on my Destination Decluttered TikTok page about how to overcome the overwhelm. 4 ways, I think it is, to chunk it down, okay? I will mention those here. I also mentioned the video because it probably goes into a lot more detail. And so when you go to like that, if you go to watch that video, if you want to like it, if you want to like my page, share it, whatever. But overwhelm is just a feeling. It's a thought. It's a feeling created by a thought of I'm overwhelmed. And usually the I'm overwhelmed stems from looking at a project, looking at something and thinking this is too big. Tons of tiny girls things. I can't get ahead, overwhelmed, everything. I'm drowning, okay? Just notice the overwhelm, and then there are 4 things you can do. When you think overwhelm, I want you to think instead down. When you feel overwhelmed, think down. Think I can calm down. So usually overwhelm might ignite the your nervous system, right? So say I can calm down. When I calm down, I make better decisions. I feel better. You can calm down by taking your hands above your overwhelm. Bring your hands down slowly and breathe in deeply. Bring some, literally even just reminding yourself to bring some air down into your lungs. So hands down, air down. Okay, you got this. When your hands are down, remember, grab a pen, grab some paper, write down these things. Write down the stuff that's overwhelming you so you can look at it, look down at it, and then chunk it down. Okay? So tons of tiny little girls' toys. I've got tons of, okay, I would ask a couple of questions. Come at things with curiosity versus judgment, okay? Are these toys that this little girl wants anymore? If the answer is no, I would say pack them up and donate them to someplace that they want. If they want to keep them, then ask where is a good place for them to be stored. Also notice, are they ready to let go of them but you're not ready? Then notice that that's a thought you have of I don't want to let go of these because ... All right? Tash, I would offer, why can't you get ahead? What do you want to get ahead of, right? This is where the destination comes in mind. This is why it's the number one, it's the first word in my coaching, and I always go back to it, which is, what do you want your home to look and feel like? What do you want to feel like when you're in your home? How do you want your home to function? Answer those questions, fall in love with that, and that's going to inform what you do with the stuff you currently have. I love this. Cafe Girl said, decluttering seasonal decor while I listen. I love your page. Thank you. Thank you for loving my page. Thank you for liking my page. I got to share this. I'm a human, right? So I get a certain amount of joy in the fact that what I'm doing is helping people. And one of the ways I know it's helping people, or at least connecting up with people that might need the help, is when you like my TikTok page and the number goes up after I do a live. So if you do that for me, that would be great. That lets me know I'm on the right track. But also what it will do is it will let you know when I do another TikTok live. So I will say this. Those of you who've been hanging around for a while, I see some familiar names, this is how I show up. I show up. When I show up, I show up. And when I don't, I don't. But I let you know when I'm going to show up, and I let you know when I'm not. For example, if you go to my TikTok page, you will see pinned to the top of it is a schedule of TikTok lives. That was from this Monday until today. After I'm done with today, I'm going to unpin that. And I'm letting you know right now that I am, as it even says on that, I'm going what I call off the digital grid. I don't show up on TikTok. I don't coach. I don't do any consultations. I focus my life on travel and things like that. So I'll be traveling for the next 4 or 5 days. I will come back next week. When I do, I will schedule some TikTok lives. I will post a video. I will show up. If you follow my page, you will be notified when that happens, okay? Also, if you join the Destination Decluttered, email mailing list, I will also let you know when I'm showing up, at least next week, okay? Just a couple of things. I also do one-on-one coaching. If you're interested in me being your one-on-one coach, I'm not going to get into that a lot today because, frankly, I don't have any coaching consultation sets available right now. But if just to plant a seed, if you think you would like me as your one-on-one coach, just know that that service is available. Okay, Tasha's saying, summer just ended. It's not over yet. And it's time to bring back order here. Love it. Order can set you free. My biggest issue is laundry. I have 4 kids. Okay, noticing we went from the overwhelm of everything to, all right, we got laundry. Okay, laundry, clothing. There are a few things in your home that are going to be in circulation all the time. Laundry is one of them. Notice even that your laundry machine probably goes like this, or maybe it goes like this, but it's in a circle. So just noticing about that and realizing that the system you have for your laundry currently may just not work. What you're doing right now may not get you the result you want, okay? So maybe getting curious about what is not working with it and then saying, what can I do to change it? Now, I am a certified life coach, so I tend to talk a lot about the thoughts behind what you do. And sometimes that can get deep about, it's an unhelpful thought that says, I can't do this, I'm overwhelmed. But other times it comes from my training as a process engineer, where I just get curious about the thoughts. It's like, well, tell me the steps that you do and where does it fall apart so we can better fix it so you work better and you get the result you want the way you want. Okay? I love this. And this is one of the things I love that's already happening organically here. I will share with you too, noticing that what time it is here is it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast. I'm outside of Pennsylvania. See, I told you I can't speak. I am in Pennsylvania outside of Philadelphia. They both begin with P, and I'm not originally from Pennsylvania, so I tend to get Pennsylvania and Philadelphia confused. They're very similar in the way that you say them. That being said, the reason I'm showing up this quote late, usually I show up in the morning, is because I want to reach out to, I want to be available at kind of a decent hour for folks on the West Coast. So I just wanted to mention that because I looked at the time, okay? One of the things I love is Talisa just said, you can put toys in a storage tub and after 6 months, if the kids don't miss them, then donate it. That is true, but what I want to caution everybody, and the reason I'm saying that is this, is I deal with, and I coach people of pretty much any age. Anybody who wants my help and can help from it and pay for coaching and all that, what I have seen, and I bet you might have seen this in other people's lives or even yourself, is when decluttering is done to you, that can be an issue. It is better in my mind to involve people in the decluttering process for 2 reasons. Two reasons in one. One is, the stuff that may be important to them may not seem like it's important to you, but it may be important to them. Because there may be something that your kid forgot and hasn't played with, but when they see it, they remember that's something that's really important to them. Also, involving them in the process of deciding what goes and stays helps them learn from a very early age how to make decisions. Decluttering is a life skill, and it's a life skill of decision making based on the basic recurring motif of, do I want this in my life or not? Learning how to say that and practice that and get your life to look and feel like you want it to because you're doing that is a life skill, okay? So I want to just offer, kids can get involved with it. Also, I know and I'm using trauma with such a capital T, or excuse me, a lowercase t, but also like some of my boomer clients still have, the reason they have these things that they have is because their mom gave away all their toys. So they're out collecting the things that were taken away from them without them having knowledge of it when they were young. Okay, so just notice that. Okay, don't try to, get people involved, not just you making the decision at them. Get people involved in the decision making so that they feel like they're participating in it and they can also learn the skill of letting go. Okay. To Lisa, I love the fact that you were offering up an option to somebody up thread that says, hey, I'm struggling with something. How cool is it? This always happens when I show up doing a TikTok live, is this community kind of immediately forms of people that are saying, I'm struggling, but even though I'm struggling, I can help somebody else out too. All right. AlleyCat886 is saying, literally just finished decluttering all the cabinets in my house. Awesome. And here's the part I love about it most. It feels so good. Okay. This is where my inner life coach is like, yeah, this is why we're doing it. I don't care what your house looks like. I don't want you to try to achieve some unattainable Pinterest, Instagram looking thing. I want you to feel good in your home. I want you to feel good pretty much all the time, because wouldn't that be a great life? And knowing that your decluttering can make you feel good is one of the things that may be a game changer to people who have been reticent to start or reluctant or dragging your heels. It feels so good. Am I right? It feels good. It looks good. It functions better. Okay? One of the many reasons we do it. All right? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Irish Pink. Gen X is doing the toy collecting too. I'm doing it now. Yeah, trust me, I've got it myself. I have my Pee-wee doll, that I got and I'm hanging on to. I know there are things that my mother told us. Oh, I just put those up in the attic. She didn't just put them up in the attic. Here's the funny thing. My mother's not on TikTok, but my sister is. And oh my gosh, my sister is nodding her head. Don't be that person, right? Just notice. There we go. All right. So what else do we have here? Okay, notice this. Notice the words we use. Cricket, you use the same words as somebody up thread, and I apologize when I'm calling people up thread. My brain cells are my gas is on empty, so I'm not good with names. But what I say is, notice that feeling of I'm drowning. We have 6 people in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I'm drowning, trying to get down to the basics. I love that. Cricket, here, have a lifeline. Here's a little ring made out of styrofoam. Okay, you're going to be okay. But just notice that drowning feeling. And what I want to say is, what's the opposite feeling? And I want to say that the opposite, because that's what we're looking for, is the opposite. The opposite of drowning to me is like being able to breathe and almost like floating on top. You're not drowning, you're floating. You're not drowning, you're swimming. You're not drowning, you're breathing. Being able to swim easily, to do that. Notice that that's what you're going for. Right now it feels like that. It feels drowning. You would rather feel like you're not doing that, okay? Noticing that 6 people in a 2-bedroom apartment is a math problem. There's a wicked lot of people and their stuff in a 2-bedroom apartment, okay? Trying to get down to the basics is really important. And I love how you use the word down, because I just talked about overwhelm is overwhelming, but chunk it down, breathe down. When you feel like you are drowning, they always say what you should do is calm down and breathe. Get some air into your lungs, okay? You will be able to be more buoyant and make better decisions and not freak out if you are breathing down, okay? Also, write down some of the things that come to you about what you want your home to look and feel like. Sometimes that is the opposite of what it looks like now. Write that stuff down. And also know, too, that this is how I coach. This is how I coach people, is it should not fall to just one person in the home to declutter and keep it maintained. That is an outdated, unhelpful way of looking at things. So I do not ascribe to it, or even subscribe to it, or all the scribes, right? What I say, there are 6 people in a 2-bedroom apartment. That means you and 5 other people can declutter that apartment and change your habits so it stays decluttered. It shouldn't just go to one person. Okay? There we go. All right. Okay. Sometimes I can't part with things even when I don't see them. Ooh, that's interesting. Because if you don't see it, you may not know it's there, but then you see it and you want to keep it. There we go. Just get curious about that. All right? Just get curious about that. Keeping your surroundings clear of clutter keeps your mind clear for better things in life. Alley Cat, love it, and it's so true. Hey, from Malvern, Franny. Oh my God, I'm in Phoenixville. Small world, huh? We're practically neighbors. I love this. Okay. Yay. Isn't that just the best? Words are hard. Yes, words are hard. Trust me. Here we have. Mary forgot about the Zoom last night, but you know what, Mary? I'm sorry you forgot about the Zoom, and I didn't record it. Sometimes I don't. I don't know. What I will offer is thank you for reminding me to tell folks that if you sign up for the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, you will get invited to a monthly group Zoom call. We had a great time last night. It's really helpful. Again, it's kind of like this, only better, because you're able to just ask your questions, even in a way that feels good to you. And it's a smaller group of people that we're able to exchange helpful hints and motivations and remind ourselves why we're doing this anyway. Okay, so I will share this with you. Mary, you're on the mailing list, so you're okay. So you will be notified about the September Zoom call, because this was the August one. Anybody else who's not on the mailing list, but a free Zoom call with some people to get some structure and to get moving when you're decluttering, if that sounds cool, destinationdecluttered.com, there's my Boston accent, /join, destinationdecluttered.com/join. There's a form there, wicked easy. You just put your email address in there, show you're not a robot, and you're in. I will be honest, I have not decided when the one for September is going to be, because after this call, I get off of the call, I have a few more things going, and then I travel from tomorrow until late next Monday or Tuesday, early Tuesday. So this is how I roll. I don't even know when it's going to be, but I'm going to schedule it. It's okay. It'll happen. Don't worry. All right. Help. What can we do with all of our extra bedding, kids, comforters, sets, et cetera, et cetera? Laura, I would like to get curious about how many do you have? How many do you need? Do you need them all? Maybe your quantities are out of whack. Maybe you don't need as much as you thought you needed, right? Maybe the stuff that you thought you needed, that you thought the more the better, is actually just jamming you up and creating too much space. Get curious about that. I will say this as far as like comforters and stuff and sheets. To me, I rarely am able to strip the bed, put the stuff in the washer, put the stuff on the dryer, get it dried, and put the same sheets and stuff back on the bed. So I like to have at least 2 pair. That's so when I strip the bed and have that stuff in process, I can also then make the bed so that I can go to sleep even if those sheets aren't done, okay? Just notice the quantities you have, okay? Notice that. Somebody's got OCD, ADHD, bipolar. My mind is all over the place, but my chaos is stress, and I'm stressed. Okay, so notice that your brain is causing your brain to feel a certain way, and just the way you are. No judgment. Just, your brain is acting a certain way, and sometimes it shows up in your home life, okay? What I say is work on your brain first and the rest will follow, okay? So Magically High, I hope you're getting some help with that. What I want to offer too is just notice that everybody's brain is different. No one of us is the same. Find a system that works for you. My system helps people with ADHD, but at a certain point, I may not be the right thing. I know that I am not qualified to be coaching people with authority when they are diagnosed with hoarding disorder, because that's a DSM-5 designation. I am not a licensed mental health professional, nor do I purport to be, nor do I want to be. But what I will say is there is help out there for you. And here's a cool thing too. Much like I said, I don't know, I've talked a wicked lot this morning. So I've said like being a collector, collecting things, and you enjoy collecting stuff. I used to collect stuff and now I don't so much. I like to collect ideas. I like to pick up ideas and say, oh, this is interesting. I'm going to plant it like a little seed in my garden. So I will offer hanging out on one of these TikTok lives. You may find some ideas that you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I might hang on to that. The other thing too I want to mention is, shit, I forgot. Because I read somebody's thing, and again, notice how I'm going to be the living real life example of when you are running out of steam, when you're running out of gas, that you're not making the best of decisions. So that's the best time to pull over. This is what I was going to say, is I've been told by people who show up for these TikTok lives that many folks find it helpful to put it on in the background and go declutter while I'm on the thing. That's great. I don't care if you're looking at me or not, because all you get is what you get. That will motivate you. I also upload the TikTok lives that are recorded up to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. So I say that to set you up for success during my absence. So when I am traveling, you can still get the benefits from Destination Decluttered simply by going to the YouTube channel and rewatching, and not even watching. All you ever see is me, and this is not about me. This is about you getting inspired up here to then take action to do your decluttering, okay? So you've got you've got support even when I'm not here, because I like to help folks, okay? There we go. S. Jade had said, and I want to get back to it, yes, because I didn't have the choice when I was younger, and I have a hard time now. I miss my toys. Notice that feeling that was resulted from not having a choice, and I have a hard time now because of then. I miss my toys. Notice those thoughts make you feel a feeling, and you're doing certain things. Okay, there we go. Boop, ba-da-boo. What else do we have here? La 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 la. That's my Pee-wee. I've been doing that for years. I will too. Decluttered closet and dresser of clothes, shoes ready to get back to school. Hi. Awesome. Go you. Every little bit you can do is good, especially when it's moving in the direction that you want, which is a decluttered home. User Debbie 2 says, I became a widow and grieved through online shopping. Now my house is full of unopened box and no place to put them, I bet. Yep. Okay. What I want to offer everybody, we have stuff in our lives for a myriad of reasons, okay? Or myriad reasons. We are doing the best we can with the skills we have at the time we are. Debbie, do not beat yourself up. When you became a widow, that was a horrible, sad, tragic, traumatic event. You grieved through it. You tried to make yourself feel better from that awful event by online shopping. Many people on the planet do that, okay? Just notice that you were doing the best you could. You thought it would make you feel better. And maybe for a short time it did. It did until it didn't, I like to say, right? Because now you're noticing, now my house is full of unopened boxes. See, you didn't even open the boxes, right? Just noticing that. It's okay. I'm not judging. I'm just examining what you did, and then we go. Know where to put the items. So here's what I want to offer to you. Just be kind to yourself and notice that this is what you did in the past. Here you are today. And before you even open up one of those boxes, right? Ask yourself, what do I want my future to look like? What do I want my home to look like? How do I want to feel in my home? How do I want my home to function? Write that stuff down. As my coaching clients know, I would say, write that stuff down. Get a destination you're excited to aim for before you even do anything, because then that's going to inform how you move forward. Because you may have something that you bought, and maybe it was that adrenaline rush, that dopamine hit that you get when you bought something that you think is going to be better. But now you're saying, you know what, that doesn't even fit into the life I have, right? This is the practice. This is the process of decluttering, okay? So getting your destination, remembering what it is, loving what it is, and then remembering that when you're bringing things in or removing things, okay? Just noticing that. Callie Rose is asking, would you hold on to things for a garage sale or just donate them? Me? I would just donate them. I find the money I make from a garage sale, and I've had them before. I have sold stuff in so many different ways. And now in my life, for me, the money I make on a garage sale is not worth the time and effort that it took to get me there. I know that I want to spend my time doing different things, and I'm willing to lose some money by donating items and then gain time. The only thing you can never get back in life is time. You can make more money. You can make money in other ways in your life, but you will never get back the amount of time that you have to take to do that. Now, it's up to you. You can throw stuff onto a tarp. You can make it easy peasy. You do you. But just notice that. Inform yourself with, is that money going to be worth it? If you know you've got a lot of stuff that you can make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, yeah, do it. It has to resonate with you. What is it worth to you? Okay. And Erin's asking, when will you put consultations available back on your website? Next week. I will, I promise. The only reason I don't have them right now is because, frankly, I want to enjoy my weekend, but just trust that I'm going to put them back there, okay? And here's the thing, Erin and anybody else, I see a couple of people have been joining the mailing list. I'm going to give a special, hey, you guys, as soon as even before I put them up, to the people on the email mailing list to say, consultation calendar is open again. Also, here's the thing I do, not just for anybody, but just for the people on the mailing list, is I will say, if these dates and times don't work for you, you let me know and we can work out something, okay? So, Callie Rose, really good first step would be to get onto the mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. I give away a lot of free things there. My coaching is paid. You know, that's how I support those things, okay? Kendra Nicole is saying, my partner has chronic pain condition and can do little work around the house. I can't keep up alone. Okay, noticing that, Kendra, noticing that this person can't do certain things, but you can do certain things, and maybe it is a situation that because of that, you can get external help in. And I don't necessarily mean for you immediately to go, paid help, can't afford that, whatever. I bet you might have friends, family, neighbors, somebody who can help you out with stuff, okay? Everybody, take a lesson from me, take a lesson from this. If you are struggling with anything, it is so worth it for you to realize you can't do it alone and to get help, to ask for help. When you ask for help, help will come to you, okay? It won't come to you if you don't ask for it, because people don't know if you need the help or if it would be rude to say, can I help you? But if you say, hey, I'm struggling with this, can somebody help me with this? Okay, notice that. But the other thing I want to mention too, Kendra and everybody, is notice the habits that you have that keep you cluttered. This is me keeping you cluttered. It's kind of like you're on the road trip. It's getting you to cluttered all the time. Notice those habits, and even if your person has chronic pain, they have habits that might be keeping you cluttered. They may have habits, then you can change your habits so that after you declutter, that you just start to do different things to not make it grow up again. Okay? There we go. All right. Lola Hunt is saying, hello, dear lady. Hello. I need help with my declutter of kitchen, with many bags piling a non-working refrigerator. Okay, interesting. So non-working refrigerator, I would get curious. Is there a way you can get a working refrigerator? You know, maybe you're working towards that. Bags of items that are not being used. Maybe you're going to make a whole bunch of food and give it away to your neighbors before it goes bad. You know, notice how you can take action that chunks down the overwhelm of, oh my God, my fridge doesn't even work, to whatever. Not saying you're being overwhelming or dramatic, just using it for effect. Chunk it down into smaller sections. Okay, what can you do to get a working refrigerator? Can you get your refrigerator repaired? Can you buy another refrigerator? Can you ask for one to be donated? In the meantime, do you have, what do you call them? Like coolers to fill with ice to make sure your stuff doesn't go bad, right? Notice you can chunk these things down, okay? TikToker9823 is saying, I found my people. I'm glad you did, because many of us are struggling with clutter. I struggled with it for years, and I have learned very slowly to think about it a different way, to feel about it a different way, to do different things, and now it just isn't. I mean, I'm a human. Trust me, I got stuff. Like, there's dirty dishes in the sink right now, but they're not all piled up. There's a few handfuls of them, and when I get off of this TikTok, I will finish them. Actually, no, you know what's funny? This morning, before I started doing consultations and coaching, this morning, I had, like, while I was waiting for the tea to hot in my cup, right? I said, I know what I can do. I can do a few of these hand wash dishes while my tea was getting ready. So do not underestimate the amount of time it takes. Like, every little bit helps, okay? This is it. Okay. All right, what else do we have here? I'm looking to do a total home and lifestyle purge by the end of the year. Any tips? Yeah, Jesse, start now. Start now. And before you even start, notice how you have you've got one destination. You've got one like goal, which is by the end of the year, December 31st. I should be looking this way. December 31st of 2023. What I ask you is, before you even start, what do you want your home to look like? What do you want to feel like when you're in your home? And how do you want your home to function? Get yourself a notebook, write this stuff down, create your destination. It's like a road trip. You can't go on a road trip unless you know where you're headed, right? And then you say, okay, I want to be here by December 31st. What can I do starting now to get myself there? And I highly recommend a little bit at a time, repeated, is going to get you there in a much better fashion than saying nothing to a whole bunch to nothing to a whole bunch to nothing. To saying, I don't have time today, but I'm going to do 5 hours on one day. It's like working out. It's so much better to do 15 minutes a day than batch it and say, I'm going to do 2.5 hours on Saturday, right? There we go. This and That Creation just said at work and just wanted to say thank you for the Zoom meeting. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you showed up. I love doing those. I love helping people, and I do it in a bunch of different ways. In ways that I think will help. So thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Okay. What else do we have? Okay. All right. Accident victims, collectors. Okay. There's all sorts of stuff that got us all to where we are right now. Right now, 1:36 p.m. on Wednesday, August 16th of 2023. You're there. I'm here. What I ask you is, knowing that certain things got us here, here we are. What do you want to do with it? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? If you want to go there, you can get there. Okay? It's a mindset shift. And I'm not saying, oh, it's just easy. You just think different things. What you do is you think different things that get you to do the things that get you to do that. Right? It's not just up here. Manifesting and all that kind of stuff is good because it reminds you to think a certain way. But when you think a certain way, follow it up with the action that's going to get you there. Okay? Notice that. All right? There we go. What do we say? What else we got? Okay, see, Amelia Bedelia Adventure says, I agree with this on cost versus time in selling. I sold a lot during the pandemic in the past, but now, so difficult. I want to offer to y'all, all of us, we are all evolving. We are all changing. The more I think about this, when I get my energy back today, I'm going to do 2 quick TikTok videos regarding kind of our post-COVID relationship with clutter. Okay? Before COVID, we were certain people. We wore certain things, we ate certain things, we did certain things. During COVID lockdown, we became different people. We ate different things, we did different things, we had new habits, right? Now we are in that post-COVID world, and notice that things are different. I'm not saying bad, I'm not judging, I'm saying different. You're probably wearing different clothing. You're probably thinking about things that you used to do that you don't do anymore. You're probably thinking of the things that you used to not do that you are doing now. If it is difficult for you to sell now, I don't know, I say be cool with that. Say, I did it then, but I don't have to do it now if it seems like it's difficult, okay? There we go. Oh, thank you. Whole bunch of stuff. Here we go. Yeah. People, I find yard sales so not worth it. I donate too. You know what? We got that going on. Used to do garage sales, stress and prep. Yeah, here's the funny thing. We forget. Oh my God, you guys. All the steps leading up to it. Like, actually, this feels really good for me to hunch over for a moment. I'm like, oh. But seriously, it's like the getting the thing and notice even my energy about talking it is not like, oh, all you do is you find the thing and you clean it up and you take a picture and you post it and you ask for money and they give it to you and you give it to them. That's good. Notice my energy is all about it. But if I'm like, oh my gosh, first you got to find the thing, then you got to clean it, then you got to do this, then you got to do that. And then finally, if somebody gives you a couple of bucks for it, right? So you do you. This is me. You do you. What I want to say is make sure that the money's worth it to you, because what you're doing is you are exchanging time in your life for dollars. That's what work is, right? So make sure the dollars are worth it, and notice what you're doing with those dollars. Maybe the time is worth more than the dollars. Ooh, look at me. I'm getting all into life coachiness, right? Notice that. Okay. Yeah, it's cluttered at my house thinking I could make money on it, but I don't think it's worth it. Notice that I don't think it's worth it. It's not worth it to you. That's fine. Be, yay, I found out the thought that's keeping me hanging these things. And then say, where's a place you can easily donate that stuff that makes you feel good? Don't get too fussy on it. Please, please, please. Easy, easy, easy. Is there a place you can donate things that you like the cause that it goes to? Is there somebody who's always coveted one of your items that you're ready to let go of that you could give them to? Think of easy things. There we go. All right? There we go. There we go. Franny with an IE says, had a heart attack in January and got time off from work. Started in kitchen cabinet by cabinet, room by room. Notice this, Franny. I'm glad you're feeling better, feeling so much better. And also notice you started in a certain place. You didn't say the whole house. You started in the kitchen and you said kitchen, cabinet by cabinet, little bit by little bit. And then room by room, when you were done with the kitchen, I bet you went to another room and did little bit by little bit. That's how we get it started. I bet you felt better, like even your heart attack, getting back from a heart attack, you didn't all of a sudden get up from a heart attack and like walk a mile. You started a little bit, incrementally. Increments, people. Increments, people. There we go. Kathy is saying, hello, any ideas to get rid of non-working appliances that I am unable to get out of my basement? This is where me being a national coach is going to refer to you to the Google. Okay, so what I would say this is start to Google, ask some neighbors, see what services are available around you. Is this something that you could ask some neighbors to or friends to help you get the stuff out of the basement so that it can be picked up by your trash people? Is this something that you have people that can be hired to move this stuff and then get it to a trash heap? Just know that there's different parts. There can be like, where do you want to get it? There are ways to get rid of it. Okay, I would say there are ways to get rid of it and just baby steps it. You know, where can you get rid of it once it's out of your basement? Find a place that's willing to do that. Do they have any ideas of how to get it out of your basement? Anybody you could call, and then just baby steps it. Okay, it is worth it to do these things, people. It is worth it. Okay. What else do we have here? Yep. Sorry, Kathy, I didn't see your question earlier. I try to look at these things a lot, but they go by. What else do we have here? Okay. I watched The Minimalist on Netflix and it helped me let go of stuff. Yes, The Minimalist. I think I follow him on Facebook. I love it. To me, honestly, anything you can find in your life that makes your life better, do it. It may not be me. That's okay. It may be me. Yes. Have me in your life. It doesn't have to be one thing. Find the stuff that works for you, that how your brain works, that helps you get from being stuck to getting started, that helps get you encouraged to take the next steps, to say, I can do this. I am telling you that is probably one of the most powerful thought shifts that you can have, to just say, instead of I can't do it, I can't, it's going to be hard, I can do this. Even saying to yourself, I can do this, makes you feel better in your heart. You feel, I can do this. I can do this. I got this. I can do this. I feel good. I can do this. And then you just go, boop, and you do it. Because you've made a small enough incremental step. I was on a coaching call moments ago, and I won't give away any details, but we were talking about something that's been hanging over somebody's head. And it's like, let's just get curious. What's the smallest next step you can take? And it was like, make a phone call. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, so notice Amelia Bedelia, with pandemic changes, we were mostly home and things were closed. Now I don't have the same time. Yeah, you don't. Your life has changed. I noticed certain things in my life that have changed since COVID. And even post-COVID, there was a while we were stuck in the house. My husband and I decluttered. We painted rooms. We decluttered a lot because we couldn't do anything else. I decluttered a lot, but he did too. I started doing yoga with Adriene on YouTube, and it became a thing. Right? Until the world then changed again, we could go out, then I don't do it. We're always changing. Change, people. Change is what it's all about. And I want to say this because change is what the fear of change is manifests itself. The fear of change is what gives you the unhelpful thoughts that keep you stuck. Ooh, that's one that you want to kind of chew on, right? Fear of change. Oh no, things are going to be different. Can't do that. Can't let go of that. Blah, blah, blah. It's going to keep you stuck. Just notice that, right? But instead of fear, think love. Love instead of fear. And then also, literally, change is not always bad. Change can be wicked good. If you are in a bad situation, changing it into a better situation is awesome. Okay? There's a core part of our humanity that just has this like primeval change equals bad thing. Notice that is there, but you don't necessarily need to believe it or act upon it. Just notice it when it comes up and question it with love and curiosity. Okay? Things are different. There we go. I love it. Folks are offering, helpfulness in the comment section. So here we go. I love it. I tell my husband, Sandy says, I tell my husband if he puts things back where they go, he will always find it. It's true. It's true. I tell my husband the same thing, and he's gotten pretty good at it. Oftentimes, you guys, and here's, we could be like, He-Man Women's Haters Club or vice versa. Just get curious. Everybody's got their own story about stuff. Everybody's just got their habits. I noticed that recently I've been taking off my shoes in the bathroom because my feet are hot from walking. And then I go to use the commode. And then I'm like, well, while I'm here, I might as well untie my shoes. And then my shoes, then I'm in my bare feet. And then I wash my hands and I walk out. I kind of forget to get my shoes out of the bathroom. No big deal. When I see them, I will remember them. We have habits. They have habits. All of us do. Okay? Just notice that. Okay? And thank you for helping each other in the comments. For those of you who are just joining, I'm going to do this reminds me of being in, like college radio in the 80s and remembering like that kind of time, the clock, and it's like, it's quarter to the hour. My name is Beth. You're listening to Destination Decluttered here on TikTok. I am a decluttering life coach. I help people with, making room and space in your home, decluttering the fun way. I am Gen X. As you probably could do the math if I was on college radio in the 80s. I like to have fun with it. I like to have fun and make things enjoyable, because if it's boring and not fun, I don't want to do it. Okay? So how can we make decluttering fun? Okay? We can make decluttering fun by saying my decluttering is going to get me to where my house looks the way I want it to look. It feels the way I want to feel when I'm in it, and it functions really smoothly. It's easy to live in it. It is freeing and super just flowy and awesome. And when people come in, they're delighted. When I come in, I'm delighted. When we leave for travel, it's great. When we come back, it's great. It's great. It's love. It's awesome. I want that for you. And that's why I am a one-on-one decluttering life coach, right? I always say right. Notice that? I've noticed that when I'm editing the, the comments or the captions on my TikTok lives. It's just a habit. Notice we all have verbal habits. So I often realize that I'm saying right. Just notice it. Don't judge. Just get curious about it. Okay? And so just notice the habits you have. Never mind anybody else in your home right now. Get curious about yourself. What are the habits you have that got you cluttered, right? There's Vero. Annalisa, aka Pixel Pitbull. I literally saw you and stood up. Thank you. Okay, see, sometimes sitting to standing is an action that you can do that will be enough to get you motivated up and out of sitting and getting started. I have a better word for that, but my brain isn't running on empty right now. But notice that, I will say this, notice that certain things can get you motivated. Maybe it's hearing me like Pavlov's dog. I'm not saying you're the dog in this scenario, right? But I'm just saying we hear or see or smell a certain thing, and then we do a certain thing. We have habits, right? So your habit may be when there's a TikTok live from Destination Decluttered, I get up and I start decluttering. That is great. But what I would love for you to do better, because I'm not always going to be around, I don't want you to rely on me. I want you to rely on you. And what I would love for you to do is to realize that you can talk to yourself internally the way I talk to you externally. I talk to you with encouragement, with love, with curiosity, not judgment. I listen to you. I listen to your fears. I ask questions out of curiosity about where they came from to kind of calm down those backseat drivers, to realize where you're stuck so you can get started. Okay? That's the life coaching part of this, which I think is even more important than how do I fold my socks, right? My socks are barely folded, right? I match them up. I throw them in a drawer. I know where they are. It works. To me, it's more about figuring out what are the things that are keeping you stuck. Like the road trip, there's something in front of your car that's not letting you go. Let's get out of the car. Let's go and look and pick it up. What is this thing? I don't know. It's an unhelpful thought. Okay, what do you want to do with it? I want to move it. How do you move the unhelpful thought? By creating a helpful thought. Oh, look, now it's a helpful thought. I don't have it there. I can move forward. Okay? I want you to practice doing this for yourself. Now, I come as a teacher and a coach about this, and one-on-one coaching will definitely help you get there. When I get back from traveling, I will be turning on my consultation calendar and accepting new clients. But even when I'm not around, there are some TikTok live videos that are posted to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. I also repost some of my videos here. Go to Destination Decluttered on Facebook and Instagram. Really, the only reason I do that, I'll share with you, is because some people are not on TikTok. And if there are people that are struggling with clutter and stuff that you know that are not on TikTok, but you think what I would help is let them know about my page that's on Facebook or Instagram. But also I have videos here that I help with. So there is help out there, but this is really to get you to say, okay, me, how about me? What do I want my life to look like? What do I want? I often will kind of intersperse or interchange life and home because I'm a life coach. They're kind of the same thing. Your home looking the way you want it to look, you can use the same approach to get your life looking the way you want it to look. So just even say right now, we're going to chunk down the overwhelm of, I don't know how I want my life to be. It's okay. We're going to start with your home. You can do stuff about your clutter. You can say, what do I want my home to look like? Write it down. All the things that come up, the details, the things, just allow your kind of creativity to flow. Kind of like, what's her name? Julia Cameron, The Artist's Way. Just get it out. Just turn on the faucet. It may seem like the water's running rusty for a while, but then it will start to run. Write down those things. What do you want your home to look like? What do you want to feel? How do you want to feel when you are in your home? Here's a tip. Think of all the crappy ways you feel in your home right now, all that unhelpful, that negative those negative words you have to describe it. Notice those and then start to practice. What's the opposite? I feel stressed. I want to feel unstressed. I want to feel, it's cluttered. I want it to be decluttered. I want it to feel calm. What are those things? Okay. How do you want it to look? How do you want to feel? And how do you want it to function? Now, the function one, I can pretty much give you like the best answer for that is this. I think feel free to copy and paste this here, like cheat off of my paper. Is the functioning of your home should make it easy for you to live in it. Easy, 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 simple, easy peasy, so that this is how the functioning is. You should be able to easily find something you're looking for, easily use it, easily put it back where it belongs. Simple and easy. That's the function part of it. Everything in its place, a place that makes sense to your brain, that the thing you're putting away is the best quality tool you have. So instead of having a bunch of crappy pairs of scissors, maybe you have 2 really good pairs of scissors. They're in a certain place that when I need scissors, I go here. Then you use them, and then you get in the habit of putting it away and it's easier for you to put it away because you've made it easy to put away. You have it in a place that is simple to put it away, okay? And I love this. Rita's Royal says, I organized 2 drawers since regaining motivation last Sunday. Baby steps. Everybody, that's what it's all about. Baby steps. Baby steps. A little bit at a time. A mile at a time. Okay? Break it down into a manageable section where your brain stops saying, I can't do this, and start saying, well, I could do that. I could do that little bit. That won't be that bad. That will get you started. That's like turning the key in your ignition. Again, I'm always talking in like road trip and car metaphors, but it's so true. That little place where you go from I can't to I can is turning on the ignition and lighting the spark to say, I can do this, and then going and doing it. Okay? And I'm like, that's the spark that gets you really to get yourself in gear to do it. Because you can even just say, I can do that, but then still stay up there. What you really need to do is after you spark it, you need to get into gear. Look at me. I'm still doing like as if I were doing, what do you call it? Forget it. Changing the gears in my car. Standard. You know what I mean? Stick shift, right? Getting into gear and driving towards your destination. There we go. I know, Erin, I'm glad you're looking forward to the replay of this session. Stick shift. Thank you, everybody, for trying to help me out. As I said, I've been coaching nonstop since 8 a.m. This is my own fault. I don't want to say fault, but sometimes these things happen, right? And I thank you for all your help in trying to fill in my words. But notice when you don't have energy, that regular things can seem more difficult. I say that as kind of a just something to think about, that this is the way I coach. I do not coach saying you need to show up for 8 hours a day and blah, blah, blah. That's going to be a shitty, road trip. You can get there in 5 days if you do it 8 hours a day, but you're going to be awfully exhausted. You're going to not feel good. It's going to be unpleasant. You're going to not want to do it. You're going to resent for it. And it's going to be kind of miserable the whole time. So what I say is show up for a while, do it. Be proud of your accomplishments. Take care of yourself. Refill your tank. Then you're going to be more likely to show up the next day and do so. There we go. Helene, I love it. The irony is I'm a professional organizer, yet doing it for myself is so challenging. And thank you. You're welcome. And you know why? Because when you're organizing somebody else's stuff, you cannot hear the stories. The stuff is telling them. I know the stories of my stuff. And I'm used to listening to my stories. And I love the stories my things tell me. Because you know why? Because I've gotten rid of the stuff that told me crappy stories, right? So just notice that, Helene, and say to yourself, okay, what's telling me a crappy story? Maybe I'm more likely to get rid of it. What can you do between now and the next time? Oh my God, I sound like I'm on a coaching call. What can you do between now and the next time I show up on a TikTok Live, which will be next week? I don't know if it's going to be Tuesday. I don't know if it's going to be Wednesday. Well, you'll find out. But what can you do this weekend, okay? That you can notice the stuff that makes you feel meh in your home. What can you do to move it along, right? That part. It's all up here, people. This is the thing. This is the thing. It's all up here. And once you realize that, that's great, because only you can change what's up here, but you can change what's up here. You can catch yourself thinking something unhelpful. Catch yourself, stop yourself. I want to say it's like a little traffic cop with a loving little, stop in the name of love type of thing, or you can be one of the supremes, right? Stop in the name of love. Stop what you're doing that's unhelpful. Notice it, and then practice doing something that's helpful, which is going to be thinking a better thought. There we go. I'm clearing a room of stored clud. Time to go for most of it. See, notice that. Clearing a room with stored clud, and Helene and everybody. Notice your destination. You're going to just feel so much better once you're done. We're not going for perfection. We're not going for HGTV. We're going for feeling it, looking better, but even better, feeling better. There we go. Okay. Annalisa is saying, I decided garage sale is too much for me, but I can do this. I can sell a few items on Marketplace, less overwhelming. Yes. What's the less overwhelming way for you to do things? Okay. So do that. You got this, everybody. Okay. I'm going to share with you now. It seems like we've got a nice little kind of gap in the convo and the questions. I only had two minutes left here, so I'm going to sign off early so I can rest my tank from talking. I'm going to walk around, I'm going to do all the good things. I want you to do that too. Okay, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and figure out what your destination is. Write that stuff down. Take these extra 2 minutes. Write down what your destination is, and then say to yourself, what can I do today? What can I do in the next 2 days, 3 days, whatever, to get yourself in the direction of your dreams? Okay, Helene, Erin, Annalisa, everybody, Gigi, Gina, thank you. I appreciate it. I will enjoy my time off the grid, and I will share with you that's one of the ways that I reinvigorate myself so I do show up with full energy, is to take some time away so that when I come back, I'm in the right mindset. Okay, Rita's, everybody, thank you so much. You got this. You can do it. I know you are going to be less cluttered next time I sign on for a TikTok Live. Okay, you got this. I'll see you later. Bye. Bye.